morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Discernment, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new, on this channel I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse, I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that stuff resonates with you, you can always join us, guys. Give us a like, share this video with your friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. So, chosen ones, we're going to bust the bubble today, and we're going to talk about sex. So, basically, there is something what you have to understand, guys. The chosen one, they are still human beings like everybody else. So, we still feel the same things that other people feel. But the only difference with us is that we are much more conscious of our environments. We are first of all, we are much more enlightened, number one. And number two, we are very conscious about our environments and the people or places that we encounter on a daily basis. Now, you have to understand, guys, something very important. A chosen one, number one, when you awaken, like I've sometimes mentioned always, your bulbs will turn on. When your bulbs turn on, guys, it is going to cause something what they call a paradigm shift. Now, the paradigm shift is going to change your entire environment around you. Most of the cases, the chosen one does not see that coming. When awakening happens, you go through something what they call the paradigm shift, and after that, your whole environment around you, everything around you, people and places and things, everything is going to alter, and life is never going to be the same like it used to be. So a lot of shifts are going to happen, a lot of changes are going to happen. But again, I want to make you guys aware also that a chosen one is a person who walks around with a very huge ball of light. So you are a walking ball of light. Now, on a physical perspective, yes, other individuals will see you as any other being or something like that, which is actually on the 3D state of consciousness. That's the truth. But on the 5D state of consciousness, and on a very much more spiritual level, you are walking around with a huge ball of light. And the more you keep on working yourself and elevating yourself and getting more and more conscious and more enlightened, is the more this light what I'm talking about, your energy. So by light I also mean your energy field. So basically your energy field keeps on brightening and brightening, and your aura becomes bigger and bigger. Now, it's one of the reasons why you'll see a lot of times you're all of a sudden going to walk into a place. You may walk into a restaurant, or you may sometimes you walk into a train or a bus or whatever it is, any place that there's always a lot of people. And the whole situation around you is going to alter. Now you may see some people gravitating towards you. A lot of people may just all of a sudden come towards you. But at the same time, you're also going to repel off a lot of people. Now you're going to usually repel off a lot of people who is usually on a very low frequency. As you go along your journey, chosen ones, it is going to become obvious that you're going to become addicted to your craft, because usually, like I've said, when you awaken, you're also going to get exposed to your purpose. Now, when you step into your purpose, you're going to learn more about your purpose and more about what it is you're here to do. And on that journey, you are now going to start to develop your craft. You're going to start to master your craft. There's something what they call mastering your craft. Now, by mastering your craft, you dig into your craft and you start to understand how can you better yourself on a daily basis. How can you keep on bettering and elevating yourself on a very much more spiritual level. So you start mastering your craft. Now, a time is going to come, chosen ones, when you're going to get very addicted to your craft. It is going to become impossible for anybody to take you off your craft. It will not matter who it is. A lot of chosen ones, you have even sometimes made a decision to leave your families behind, because now at that moment you've decided to put your purpose beyond anything, above everything, and your purpose is going to become your number one priority, and you're going to start elevating on a deeper and a much more spiritual level. So you're going to master your craft, and you're going to also get addicted to your craft. Now, the more you get addicted to your craft, most of the times you're going to find you're going to become very less interested in relationships. So all of a sudden you're going to find you're no longer attracted to girls the way it used to be, because now you understand. You've understood what is energy. You've understood everything about by vibration and frequency. And at that point, you have also come to the knowledge of self, and you really know who you are. And at that moment, you are going to start getting distant. You're going to start making yourself distant from relationships. So you might see sometimes you are no longer attracted to the girls the way you used to be. You know what I mean? So because at the end of the day, you are sometimes cautious about which kind of woman you want to bring into your life, who do you want to associate with, and the people you want to bring close to you, and that also includes intimate relationships. Now, usually what is going to happen is, the more you keep on working on yourself, chosen ones, is the more you're going to keep on getting more and more enlightened, and more your vibration is also going to keep on rising every single day. Now, your aura on a very much more spiritual level, your aura is going to become bigger and bigger. And also, because your aura is becoming bigger, that is the very reason why usually you're going to walk into a place. And because of your presence is going to activate so many different individuals. Now, a lot of things will happen. Sometimes you may find cases whereby you are going to awaken some people. You might awaken people without even knowing it, without touching them, without knowing it. You might all of a sudden walk into a place and you might awaken a particular individual. You might find that kind of individual who has reached that point of awakening, and by your presence, by you walking into the room or walking into their vicinity, you're going to actually activate those individuals, and those individuals are going to get awakened. Now, on the contrary, you're also going to repel a lot of individuals. There are some of those individuals who are very much intimidated and scared about your light, because remember, these guys, all these things are happening on the spiritual perspective. So a lot of guys are going to come into contact with you, and they are going to be intimidated. Sometimes they may be afraid even sometimes to get close to you. They are just going to actually run away from you, which is one of the reasons why sometimes you are going to start losing a lot of friends around your vicinity. A lot of friends are going to get away from you. You attract people, the ones who need your help, or the ones who need healing, or the ones who need enlightenment, or different kinds of things. But at the same time, you're going to repel a lot of individuals who are on a very low frequency, and your light usually is intimidating for them, even that they don't know you. All of a sudden, somebody may not know you, but for some reason, you're going to start intimidating them just by your presence. Now, on the same note, as everything is happening behind the scenes, you're also going to realize that actually you are on a you're going to realize that actually you are very highly sexually active. So you're going to find the chosen one. You're going to find yourselves at that point whereby you're very deep in your journey, but at the same time, it looks as if your sexual needs are not catered for. You know what I mean? So you are very much into your journey, and you focused on your journey, and you're addicted to your journey. And at the same time, you're still afraid and cautious about relationships. So it is going to come to that point whereby you're going to build up a lot of sexual energy. Now, when we're talking about light, when I'm talking about a big ball of light, I'm also talking about energy. Now, this energy usually, it's like that because your chakras have been activated. You know what I mean? All your chakras, all your internal chakras have been activated at the awakening. And the more you keep on getting, the more you keep on vibrating higher and higher, those chakras sometimes, they may try to become a problem, because now they are also going to activate your own sexual energy. And because of that, you're going to see a lot of times whereby people now are going to start gravitating towards you. Now, this may be people of the opposite sex. You know what I mean? So if you're a man out there, you may sometimes see a lot of females coming towards you, you know what I mean? Because a chosen one is a very attractive individual. Because you remember, guys, the chosen one doesn't have to be handsome. You don't have to be very handsome. You don't have to be very beautiful. You know what I mean? But usually it happens that because you're vibrating higher, because like I've always told you guys, everything is energy. You're on a very high vibration on a spiritual perspective. So what happens is that that vibration also, among the people who are going to come to you, among the people who are going to look for you, come closer to you, it is also going to include a lot of individuals of the opposite sex. So if you're a man, you're going to see a lot of females coming towards you. Sometimes those females, they may not be necessarily be on your vibration, you know what I mean? So they may not necessarily be on your frequency, but they're going to, for some reason, nobody knows what, they're going to get attracted to you. So they're going to come to you. Some of them may propose relationships, some of them may propose, even sometimes on some case scenarios, you may sometimes find females, they just want to come and sleep with you. Now, what is happening, chosen ones, you have to understand something. All these things are happening subliminally. It is behind the scenes. So most of these individuals, sometimes they do not know. Now, in the early days of my journey, that kind of incident used to confuse me a lot. I used to think, okay, so a lot of you know, you see a lot of females. Sometimes females are just coming from all corners of, from every corner. You know, sometimes they want to go with me on a date, or sometimes they want me to date them, sometimes like that. Even sometimes on some case scenarios, I've had females who have also come just to propose sex. You know what I mean? So a chosen one, on a very much spiritual level, you're attracting a lot of females. Sometimes if you're a man and if you're a woman, you're going to attract a lot of men. Subliminally, even subconsciously, those men are going to gravitate towards you. They're going to ask for a relationship. They're going to ask for, even some of them may ask for a friendship. Some of them may even sometimes propose sex. This is because, chosen ones, your energy is extremely high, your aura is extremely big, and you're vibrating on a very high frequency. And those individuals, without them knowing it, they are going to find themselves, you may even sometimes just be walking on the street. A woman or a man, depending on what sex you are, a person will just walk towards you. You may see them giving you their numbers. You may see them sometimes proposing a date, proposing a dinner, even sometimes, like I said, they are going to propose sex. Now, chosen ones, because chosen ones, they are very much conscious and they are very much aware of who they are. So what usually happens is that the chosen ones, because they are very much more focused on their journey, most of the cases, the chosen ones even have the spirit of discernment. They already know how to discern. So when the individuals are coming around, they will already read them. They will know who they are. They will know what they want. Most of the cases, of course, because the chosen ones, they know they know how to highly discern particular individuals all around them. So a lot of people will come to them. You may decide to help them. You may decide to heal them. You may decide to do one of the things to them. Even sometimes something as simple as enlightening them. You know what I mean? Because what is going to happen is that on your journey of awakening, God or the universe is going to send a lot of individuals to you. So there is going to be a lot of individuals, and those individuals, they are the people that I've always talked about in my videos. Those are your tribe. So those are the people supposed to come to you for one or two things. You know what I mean? But normally, it does not always have to mean that anybody who comes to you, you have to go ahead and sleep with them. Because remember, guys, chosen ones, you also have to be sure that you have to protect your energy. Because remember, when you're sleeping with somebody who is on a low frequency, that person is going to drain your energy. You know what I mean? So the chosen ones, what happens is that they become very aware of this, and they become extremely protective of their own energy. You know what I mean? So if you see a lot of guys coming to you, you have just got to know that your sexual energy is at a high. You know what I mean? So sexually, I mean, like your chakras, like I've said, all your chakras are open, and sexually you're at a high. You know what I mean? So sometimes you may even see chosen ones, you may be tempted, because that is also the time whereby you're going to see yourself very, very what do they call, what's the word? You may be tempted. You're going to be tempted, and you're going to be tested, and you're going to be tried in that time. Because that sexual energy, it doesn't necessarily mean that because you have a very high sex drive, you have to go out and sleep with somebody, you have to go out on something like that. Some chosen ones, even like I've said, sometimes you may be involved with other things like porn, or sometimes masturbation and things like that. But the chosen one, the secret is you have got to know how to transmute that energy. You know what I mean? Because it may come out as sexual energy. Yes, it's going to feel like sexual energy. You are going to become very highly horny. You know, I'm going to use some dirty words in this video, but a chosen one is also a person who is extremely horny. You know what I mean? That is because your energy is at a high. You know what I mean? So sometimes you may feel like you want to get into a sexual act of some nature. You want to get in touch with the female. You want to get in touch with the male if you're a woman, and you want to actually use this energy in a very sexual way. But normally, what is happening on the spiritual perspective is just because that energy, not only your sexual energy is active, all your energy in your body, it doesn't matter whether it is sex or different kinds of things, every form of energy you have got inside you, it has been activated and is vibrating on a high. So what happens is that it also draws in those individuals, especially who are vibrating on that same frequency. So you may find a person who is vibrating on a sexual frequency. That person may be on a low vibration, but at that moment they are thinking about sex. You know what I mean? So when they get into contact with you, and this again doesn't mean it doesn't have to be physically. It may even sometimes happen online. So those individuals, they are going to also gravitate towards you, because at that moment they need sex. You know what I mean? So they want to have sex and they want to get laid. So what is going to happen is that those individuals, they are also subconsciously going to get drawn to you. All of a sudden, the stranger is going to appear in front of you. They want to sleep with you. They want your number. They want to go on a date and things like that. So that is because everything is happening. They do not even know what they are doing on a very much more subconscious level. Those individuals do not even know what exactly is going on, and they don't know what they are doing. So a chosen one is going to come to a point whereby you're going to be tested. And the whole secret, when this thing happens, this thing usually may happen around somewhere deep in your journey, when you get deeper into your journey, you know, sometimes it's going to come somewhere in the middle there. It may take a year, sometimes it may take more than that. But you're going to reach a point whereby you're going to realize you're very, very highly sexually active, and you really want to get laid, you really want to sleep with somebody, you want to make love with somebody, you know what I mean, because your sexual energy is at a high. It doesn't necessarily mean that because you have got a very high sexual energy or a very high sexual drive, you definitely want to go out and there and sleep with people. Because remember, guys, chosen ones, like I've said, not everybody is vibrating at your frequency. So there are some individuals out there who are vibrating very low, and the only thing they're coming around is coming in to steal your energy. Because like I've said, through sex, sexual encounters and intimacy, that is the highest way, that is the number one way for a chosen one or a person on a high vibration to lose a very big chunk of their energy. Which is the reason why sometimes you've seen most of these narcissists, when the narcissist has usually been with you, because the chosen ones usually they're empaths, you know what I mean? So they mean well, they do everything well, and sometimes they're on a very high vibration. So normally what happens, these narcissists usually, you have noticed that they have somehow sexually gotten addicted to you. If a narcissist has slept with you, you're a chosen one, I can guarantee you, no matter how far they go, no matter where they go, you guys have separated, you guys have been discarded of things, you have separated and things like that, that narcissist, they will never get over you. You know what I mean? That is because they will never forget the sex you have had with them, because a chosen one is highly sexually active. You know what I mean? They've got a very high sex drive. This may happen after the awakening, but even sometime before the awakening. Normally, most of the guys who are empaths and chosen one, you guys of that category and nature, your sex drive is always at a high. You know what I mean? So the only secret here is you just have to know how to transmute this energy. You know what I mean? I've done a video recently about transmuting energy. So you have got to know how to transmute this energy. So what do I mean by this is that because your chakras have been activated and this energy is coming in for you to know how to use it to your advantage. You know what I mean? So most of the time this energy is coming from the universe, it's coming from God, and this energy God wants you to use and to transmute this energy to put it into productivity. You know what I mean? So when you see those kind of things coming around, those kind of feelings coming around, you know you want to get laid, you want to sleep with somebody, you want to make love or things like that, you are extremely horny. Chosen ones, I can guarantee you, I will say it again, chosen ones, the individuals who are extremely horny. You know what I mean? So they have got a very high sex drive. You have got to know how to transmute that energy and put that energy to your advantage. So you may be somebody who is doing your craft, you may be somebody who has always, you have come face to face with your purpose, you started digging in your craft, you know your meaning, you've started elevating on a spiritual level, you have started a spiritual journey. So most of the cases, what it means, when you start getting those kind of feelings, the only thing it means is that you are now supposed to learn how to transmute that energy. Instead of going and getting late and even losing much of your energy, the only thing you need to do now is start to learn how to transmute that energy and put that energy into productivity. So now that productivity can help you grow and keep on growing on a very much more spiritual level, or even sometimes if you're on a journey, it will put your journey on the next level. You know what I mean? So that's why you see sometimes you've seen a lot of chosen ones online. If there are guys there, they may decide to go no-fap. You know what I mean? You guys have heard about the thing of no-fap, you know, like abstaining from sex for long periods of time so that they can accumulate more and more energy, to use that energy to put them into productivity, to create more stuff for themselves. Like I've said, you guys, chosen ones, they're all creators and they like to create. So what will happen is that a lot of chosen ones, they have decided to go no-fap. You know what I mean? If they are guys, of course. But if they're women, they have decided to abstain. Because usually, I can guarantee you guys also as well, you have to remember this. Normally, all these kind of things and evil things and toxic energies and evil energies, normally, they use sex as a medium. You know what I mean? So it is through sex that all those kind of things, they start to affect you. Sometimes they are coming around, they are draining your sexual energy, and they are taking that energy from you. And remember, chosen one, yes, the chosen one, like I've already said, they know how to regenerate their own energy. Because when the chosen one is low, they know what they need to do, they know where they need to go. Some of them, they're into spirituality, so they know what spiritual practices they need to do to put back the energy on a higher. But then it cannot be happening like that, whereby all of a sudden you are going to be jumping in and out of relationships because somebody is draining your energy for a couple of weeks, and then the next couple of weeks you're going out to regenerate your energy, to get your energy back and regenerate your energy that you've lost. So it can't be going on like that in circles. You know what I mean? So the chosen ones, the secret of this entire video is to let you know that yes, you're going to find a case whereby you're going to become very sexually active, extremely active. You're going to get laid. You want to get laid. You want to get into a relationship. You want to go on dates. But the reason of the awakening, chosen ones, is because God is awakening you. You can now step out and start helping people. You know what I mean? Discover your purpose, step into your purpose, and help people on a very much more spiritual way, or give them enlightenment, heal them, do one kind of things to them. Even sometimes you can teach them. You know what I mean? So there are so many things you can do with that energy without having to sleep with anybody. So what happens is that with the chosen one, now you may want to ask me a question. So when does the chosen one now get into a relationship, a normal, healthy relationship? So what usually happens is that as the chosen one goes into their journey, they keep on working on themselves. You know what I mean? They focus and they put all their attention and their energy in their craft. So what will happen is that after a certain period of time, it may take some time, years, depending on whatever it is you're doing, depending on where you are on the spiritual journey. But you attain, the time when you attain a certain degree of growth, you know what I mean? I'm talking about spiritual growth. By the time when you reach a point whereby you're going to attain a certain degree of growth, you've mastered, you've identified your purpose, you've mastered your craft, you are into your path. That is exactly when now your soulmate, exactly I'm talking about the soulmate, that person, it will come. And when that person comes, you will know this is the one. Chosen ones, I can guarantee you this, when that person comes, they are going to find you on your journey. Actually, they're going to find you very deep in your journey. You're already deep in your craft. You're already doing your own stuff. Those individuals, the universe now, God is going to mirror that energy back to you. You know what I mean? And that person now is going to come. If it's a man, of course, you're going to meet a female. If it's a female, you're going to meet a man. And that man is also going to be on a similar vibration like you are. You know what I mean? So you might find them also, they are all somewhere on their journey. And now, you'll be able now to get into some kind of a meaningful relationship. But when that time comes, you are going to know it. If that time comes of you feeling very highly sexually active, and you're somewhere in the middle or at the beginning of your journey, it is very possible that person, whoever person it is, that person who has come into your presence, that is not the person meant for you. So you are supposed to wait and transmute that energy and put that energy into productivity. So at the end of the day, when you dig very deep into your journey, you dig deep into your purpose and keep on growing on a much more spiritual level. Now the individual who is going to match your frequency, that individual is going to now mirror back that energy, mirror the universe or God. You may decide to call it whatever it is you want to call it. But the universe is going to mirror that energy back to you now, and you're going to meet that person. It may be online, it could be randomly walking, it could be anywhere. But I can guarantee you that a chosen one who has worked on themselves, you've mastered your craft, you're on your journey, that universe, the universe is going to mirror that person back to you. A person who is meant to be with you and who is supposed to be with you on your journey, because now the both of you are on the same frequency, you're vibrating the same, you have got the same interests, and nobody can hurt each other. You cannot steal from, because of course the chosen one is not going to steal another chosen one's energy, because at the end of the day, you're all two walking balls of light, and you all have the same aura. You've got a big aura. You're on your purpose. You're on your journey. You all know what you mean for yourselves. And now nobody's going to steal your energy. She's not going to steal your energy, or he's not going to steal your energy. You're all going to be on the same frequency, and that person is not coming in like an energy vampire to take your energy. So you have got to understand that most of those individuals who are coming in at an early age, at an early stage, those individuals, they're just coming into subconsciously. Like again, I've said, subconsciously, most of them, they don't even know what they are doing. Like I've said, I cannot talk about something that I've not seen. I've seen this thing along my journey over and over again until I started to ask myself, why are all these individuals usually coming around? And usually I've noticed that actually most of these individuals who are coming around, they were usually on a very low frequency. You know what I mean? So I figured it out later on, and I noticed that, okay, so it looks as if God wants me to heal. First of all, God wants me to keep on growing, mastering my craft, and keep on elevating myself. You know what I mean? So those individuals would come in. Sometimes you would mistake, you can't mistake that incident to be a relationship. Maybe you think they are coming in because they want to date with you, they want to go with you. Some of them may come in like that, but secretly behind the scenes, actually God is sending those individuals to you because they need healing. They just need to be around you for you to help them with one or two things. They may be dealing with some different kinds of things, and the only thing they need to get in touch with you, learn something from you, you teach them something, you help them. Even sometimes those individuals, just by being in your presence, you might even sometimes end up awakening them. Even sometimes they may get some kind of enlightenment that is going to help them on their journey to move to the next level. But it doesn't always mean that when a person comes to you, yes, they might come to you for sex or something like that. It will look like sex in the beginning. Even sometimes you might end up sleeping with them. But most of the cases, when you look further and when you dig further, you may sleep with them once or twice. But when you look deeper and further, you're going to notice that actually those individuals, the whole meaning of that encounter and that entanglement, or whatever it is, may be an entanglement, it may be an encounter, it may be just a situationship. But whatever it is they have come for, they have not come for a relationship. Subconsciously, they thought they were coming in for a relationship. But on the very deep level, those individuals, they just came in because they are coming in because they, somehow on the spiritual level, they recognize you're a chosen one, and there's one or two things they need to do with you. Maybe they need to get enlightened, they need to teach them, they need you to do something with them so that it can help them now elevate or even sometime move to the next level. So sometimes it's not all about relationships. They will come to you. Do not confuse or do not mistake that encounter with a sexual encounter. It is just because of your sexual energy. Your sexual energy is at a high, and those individuals are coming in, getting in touch with you, and most of the cases they may want to sleep with you, but it doesn't always mean that they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So they may just come in subconsciously for your healing, for your protection, for your guidance, or things like that. Because like you guys already know, chosen ones, they're healers, they're teachers, and they're doing all these different kinds of things to help raise the consciousness of the globe, of the planet. So if this thing has always happened to you guys, I would like to know that in the comment section below. But you always have to know, chosen ones, it's going to happen along the journey. If it doesn't already, it's going to happen along the journey, whereby you're going to meet a lot of incidents and a lot of situations whereby you're going to get involved with people, and those people, they are going to want to sleep with you, they're going to want to have sex with you, they're going to want to date you, take you on a date or things like that. It is not always like that how it looks like. You know what I mean? It may look like sex, or it may look like things like that, but it's not always that. It's just because of your energy. Your energy is at a high, and your energy is just keep on drawing those kind of people all of a sudden. You know what I mean? So just discern. Use discernment. Know why they are coming into your life. They may need one or two things. Just speak with them and know exactly what do they need. They may just need enlightenment. They may need healing, because a lot of people, like we already know, guys, on the planet, there's a lot of lost souls and people who need healing, and people who need help in different kinds of ways and shapes and form. You know what I mean? So they may always come in all of a sudden. They are going to come in, especially at the early days of the journey. They are always going to come in on a daily. Guys, you're going to be overwhelmed when you notice that actually every single day you're meeting somebody who wants to date with you, who wants to go in a relationship with you. But the chosen one, the secret is, before you get into any kind of relationship or sexual encounters with them or things like that, you have got to know those individuals. What are they all about? What do they need from you? And what are they there for? You know what I mean? So as long as you discern them and you know which way to help them, because most of the cases, they are not necessarily coming in for sex. They're just coming in for one or two different other things. You know what I mean? You will get to that point whereby you're going to meet your divine, they call them the divine counterparts, or the divine partners, or something like, or I can call them significant other. You know what I mean? A chosen one, eventually they're going to meet their significant other, but that usually happens at the very end of your journey. You know what I mean? When you very, very deep, like dig deep into your journey, that is the moment whereby you're going to come face to face with your divine counterpart. That person is going to come, and when they come, you will know, you will have the confirmation. There will not be any questions. You will just know those are the individuals for you, because those individuals, they have been sent by God now to come and unite with you in completion, so that now you can both move in your journey as two beautiful balls of light, and you keep on doing what you do without anybody stealing each other's energy, and you all have the same goals. You're moving towards the same direction. That person is going to come eventually, but at the end of your journey. So guys, in this video, if anything makes sense, if you've seen any of those things I'm talking about, I would like you guys to drop a quick comment for me in the section below. Let me know what you think, guys. And until then, it's been lovely to have you guys on board. I love you all. Much love and blessings. Before I go again, guys, look at the fellas. So this is my favorite spot, and then there's a lot of them behind there in the water somewhere there, around there. So anyhow, guys, been lovely to have you guys on board. Much love and blessings. Discernment signing out. Peace.